Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan and thank you so much for clicking on one of my Bookish videos. Today I'm going to be filming my monthly Doing Book Stuff with Me vlog where I do all of the book things. I'm going to be doing a book mail and book haul of all of the books I got in June, showing some recent book merch that I picked up, updating my book journal with some spreads for July, and reading 2 very anticipated books. If you are interested in following along with me this week while I do all of the bookish stuff, then keep on watching. Okay, so I wanted to start off by talking about some book merch I recently got that I have literally been saving up for because I needed to be ready when this merch line dropped. I am the biggest The Summer I Turned Pretty fan, and I've always been obsessed with the American Eagle, The Summer I Turned Pretty collection that drops with every new season, but I've never been able to get my hands on anything before. So I went a little bit all out with this season's launch, but I figured it's the last season, might as well get what I can get. And I wanted to show a few of my favorites that is book related in this video. I got this Cousins Beach Sailing Club shirt, like ringer tee, which I literally am so obsessed with. I think it's so cute. I saw this and I literally like waited to find it online when it was available. And then my other favorite that I literally have been wearing nonstop is this red crew neck that is a Whale of the Tail book shop from the books. Look how cute it is. I am obsessed. I've been wearing this crew neck nonstop. I honestly think it's cuter than the blue Cousins Beach one, so I really wanted to get this one, plus it's book related, which I think is so fun. So those are both from the American Eagle line. If they're still in stock, they have been restocking online on and off, so I would keep checking if you're interested in anything. And then I also wanted to give a special shout out to Cree Shop, my friend Olga Cree, who creates these beautiful watercolor paintings of girls holding different book covers. I've been literally saving up to get this One Golden Summer shirt because I want to wear it at the beach so bad when I'm rereading One Golden Summer, and I literally am obsessed with it. She is such a talented artist, and I do have some very special shirts coming on the way for some covers that she helped create, which I'm so excited to share with you guys and to wear. Okay, now let's go through all of the books that I got in June. I honestly got a lot, so I'm going to talk about the ones that I bought myself first, and then I'll share ones that I was sent. First, I picked up Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I absolutely loved this book so much. One of my favorites of the year. Highly recommend if you are looking for a queer historical fiction romance book. Then I obviously had to pick up the Prime Video TV show tie-in cover of We'll Always Have Summer. I'm so obsessed with this. I did a reread of this book in this vlog, so keep watching if you want to see me rereading this book for the millionth time and soaking up every second of it. And then I also picked up Between Friends and Lovers. I have heard so much about this book. I'm obsessed with the cover, and I really want to read this at the beach this year, and I literally could not find it on Libby or Thrift Books or anywhere, so I did pick up a book, and I'm really hoping I enjoy it. Okay, and then I was sent quite a few very fun books. So first, I wanted to show I got a very fun gift box, PR box from Dell Romance, which is so exciting. I'm a delegate for this year, and I cannot wait to read more of their books. I love so many of their authors. I got a bunch of goodies in it. The books that I got in this box that I'm super excited about are Totally and Completely Fine. This is by the author of Funny You Should Ask, and I've really been wanting to read her books for a while. This is her new release. I think it comes out in July. I feel like I definitely want to pick it up soon and read it because, like I said, I've been wanting to read her books. We got Roll for Romance. This I know nothing about, but honestly, it looks kind of cute. It looks like a magical realism romance, which is fun. And then we got the new book in the Vancouver Storm series by Stephanie Archer. This is Gloves Off. I have never read this series, but my sister has because she loves sports romance and she's really enjoyed the series so far. So she will definitely be reading this before me, but I feel like I may want to pick up and read the series because I have not read like a hockey romance in a while and I have heard pretty good things about Stephanie Archer's books. So let me know if you've ever read them and enjoyed them. Okay, and then a few other books I got from a few other publishers. I got a lot of books from Atria Books because I just got into their program and I am so excited. They publish some of my favorite authors like Frederick Bachman and Peyton Crin, and they sent me the paperback copies of Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and this also has sprayed edges. I've really been wanting to read this series for a long time, and I feel like now's the time. I am planning to read Spark of the Everflame this month, which I'm really excited about. So hopefully it will make me want to continue on with the series. And then they also sent me Nothing More of This Land by Joseph Lee. I think it's like focusing on like Indigenous history and their identity throughout the different decades and like in different places. I'm also reading this month and I'm super excited. And thank you to Atria Books for the free books. Finally, I got Mirrored Heavens, which is the third and final book in the Between Earth and Sky trilogy. I just read Black Sun, which is the first book in the series, and I have the second book, which I am super excited to read soon. Probably not this month, but probably next month. And this is the third and final, the conclusion to the series. So I'm really excited to get the paperback copy now that it's out and continue reading on with this series. So thank you to Saga Press for the free book. Okay, so you saw me working on my book journal and I've kind of been slacking this year, but I wanted to update just a few spreads for the month of July. And the main spread that I wanted to make was my We'll Always Have Summer spread, which I am so obsessed with. I took some like key pictures that I think just scream Belly Conrad and The Summer Turned Pretty. And I love this spread so much. And then I also just made made a super like silly and quick July TBR spread. Honestly, kind of just threw it together, but I think it's fun and I like the blue themed. And then I just wanted to update my 25 books in 2025. I am almost done, and honestly, a few of these are like definitely stretches, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to all of them, but I literally have, I think, 6 books left, which is super good. And I just love how the spread looks so much. It's gonna look super pretty by the end of the year if I can force myself to finish all of them. So that is what I was doing with my book journal. Hello and happy Saturday. So I went to a very special Bookish publishing event yesterday in New York City, and as usual, I'm a little bit new to this, so I kind of sucked at vlogging it, and I just wanted to do a quick recap. I'll insert some clips of things that we did in the city and show you my little book haul. I was invited to go to an event with Epic Reads, HarperCollins. It featured Epic Reads, Harper Voyager, Avon Books, and Mariner Books, and it was so much fun. It was a Epic Reads Pride themed summer reading event, and I've been dying to go to one of these little publishing events for so long, and I really wanted this to be my first event for Pride Month. I thought that it would be such a fun way to meet people in the bookish community. I don't live in New York City, so it does take a little bit of traveling for me to get in, but I was able to get a day off work and I went into the city with my brother, which was super fun. We went to Brooklyn first and walked around a little bit and then walked the Brooklyn Bridge, and then we stopped for a few minutes at McNally Jackson in Seaport, which was super fun, and then I went to where Epic Reads was hosting the Pride event, and it was so much fun. I was super nervous because I didn't know if anybody I knew was going to be there. It turned out none of my like super close friends were there, but I was able to meet some new friends and people that I had known from Bookstagram, which was super fun. We were able to mingle, sit at some tables, meet some people, and then we did some reading sprints and heard from the authors that were like the panelists for the event, which was amazing. There were so many incredible authors there, especially Ava Reed, who I'm a huge fan of. And then we were able to mingle. We got to talk to and meet the authors, which was super nice. I got to meet Ava Reed, and she was so kind, so nice. She took a picture of me and signed my book, which was amazing. Fable for the End of the World is my favorite Ava Reed book, and that is her sapphic dystopian romance book. I got her to sign that, which was awesome. Yeah, and then we wrapped it up. We got to go up to the bookstore for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community center. They had a little bookstore, which is super nice to check out. Then me and my brother kind of just walked around New York City for a little bit longer. We were super tired at that point. We walked a lot and then we came home. So I wanted to share what we got from this event. They gave us each this super cute tote bag that says, "Get in books, we're going reading," which I think is so cute. So this bag came with a book from each of the authors that we're talking, and it's each of their newest releases with HarperCollins. First, I got Archive of Unknown Universes by Ruben Reyes Jr. This book sounds so interesting. I had never heard of Ruben before, but this is his new book coming out July 1st. And then I got a copy of Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reed, which I got her to sign this. I love this book so much. I have read all of Ava Reed's books so far, and this is by far my favorite. If you like The Hunger Games, if you like dystopian books, this is definitely the book for you. And the sapphic romance in this book was so good and so tragic at the end, but the book was also very hopeful, which I loved. Then we got Truly Madly Deeply by Alexandria Belfleur. I have never read this book, but I have seen it before, and my understanding is that it features bisexual characters in a straight passing relationship. I loved hearing Alexandria talk, and this book just sounds so interesting, and I love bisexual representation. Then we got an arc of of The Build a Boyfriend Project by Mason Deaver. I've heard of this author before, and I have heard of this book, and I think it sounds super interesting. It is an adult romance debut following a journalist in a dead-end job who agrees to a blind date how to become a better boyfriend, and is a sweet and steamy queer romance with trans representation. So I definitely want to try to read this sometime this summer. I believe it comes out in August. Two other books I was so excited to get was Amelia, If Only by Becky Albertari. This is the author of Simon vs. the Homo sapiens Agenda, and this is like a follow-up after her book Imogen. Obviously, she was just so wonderful to hear talk, and how enthusiastic she was about queer books, and her journey coming out I thought was amazing to hear. So I definitely want to read more of her books. Finally, this book I was so excited to get. This is If We Were a Movie by Zakiya Jamal. I have heard a lot about this book, and I followed this author, and she seems super amazing. She comes from the publishing industry, and I started reading this immediately when we got it yesterday. I'm honestly hoping to binge it this weekend because it sounds so interesting. It's a sapphic romance dealing with these characters who kind of hate each other, and they end up having to work with each other in their summer before their final year of high school. Yeah, I'm super excited to keep reading it. So, like I said, I will insert some clips of us walking around and doing the different things in New York City, but honestly, for my first book publishing event, this was such a great time. It was just such a wonderful experience to be in a room full of queer authors, writers, influencers, and staff members who were there to support each other during Pride Month. It was so much fun, and I loved meeting so many new friends. I was super nervous, but I feel like I really enjoyed myself, and I can't wait to do it again, hopefully in the future with more book events. So thank you to Epic Reads for all of these free gifted books, and to the publishers for inviting me to this event.
And she's dealing with what that means, and it's so good. Alright, in my book. So I wrote a book.
Hello, happy Wednesday. I just got home from work. I am so tired, so ready for the long weekend, and I'm about to start the books of this portion of this little doing book stuff video. I am going to be reading We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. I have been doing The Summer I Turned Pretty reread and rewatch of the show leading up to the release of season 3. I've been loving it, obviously. Just every time I'm back with these books and these characters, I just fall deeper and deeper in love with Belly's story and obviously Conrad. This is the Prime Video tie-in. I have literally most covers of this series. The way I've done this in the past is I have annotated the new Prime TV show cover tie-ins right before watching the new season and gone to town annotating. That way when I watch the new season, I can pick up on specific scenes in the books, and I'll normally go through this and try to associate specifically certain Taylor Swift songs to certain key scenes, but also just any other song I have that I associate with Belly Conrad. So that is what I am about to do. I I literally can like binge this book in like 3 hours. They obviously are young adult romances and they're super easy to read, but I am really going to take my time reading this probably for the next few days as I annotate it. I literally am just so excited. Like, I could cry thinking about this new season, and I just know for a fact like they are going to stay true to the book like they have done for the first 2 seasons. She's so beautiful. Like, look at them. They're so beautiful. Anyway, so we have a really good reading lineup for the rest of this week. I'm so excited. Wanted to just like film a reading vlog of reading this because it's just going to be such a special moment. My last reread before I see it come to fruition in this new season. And I'm excited to take you guys along with me. So let's get reading. Hello, hello. Good morning. It is currently Saturday, July 5th, and I wanted to give my updates for We'll Always Have Summer, which I am, I think, currently on page 202. So I have like less than 100 pages left in this. I have been taking my time with it. Like I said, I definitely could like binge this literally in a few hours, but I've just been trying to read like a chunk like every day. I have been annotating the heck out of this book. I am just trying to like savor it and also like pick up on as much of stuff and like as much as like important scenes and like character development as I can to prepare myself for the TV show. I really like just want to go all out for this final season. I like wasn't on social media when the first 2 seasons came out, and so I kind of just like internally was like freaking out. Now that I have like my YouTube and my Instagram, I really want to like do a lot of like content around season 3. So I have some very special stuff planned, I think, for my YouTube and my Instagram with We'll Always Have Summer and season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. So keep an eye out for that. And this is kind of like my preparing for that because I just love seeing like how my favorite beloved books are adapted into TV shows. And a lot of times it's not very well. And I truly do think that The Summer I Turned Pretty book to TV show adaptation is one of the best. I think that the way that they have remained true to the plot and the characters and the romances while also like expanding and adding in and making it a more like comprehensive story with like a lot more focus on the different characters other than just like the main 3, I think has been honestly wonderful, and I could like rave about it forever. So I'm really enjoying it. I know that these last 100 pages are going to kill me because of everything that happens at the end of this book, and I'm excited to finish reading it today. Hello, hello. I am here to wrap up this little vlog and give some final updates. I failed as always to give my final thoughts after finishing my reread of We'll Always Have Summer, so I figured I would do that before I wrapped up this video. Obviously, this book is an infinity stars, no pun intended, and I had so much fun rereading it. I literally tabbed so many pages in this book. I tabbed so many key scenes, and honestly, my biggest takeaway from this book is that there is just so much room within it, even in the most iconic scenes, to expand or even better certain moments. And that is what I think makes a TV show so good, is that Jenny really has freedom to take like a 250 page book and bring these characters and scenes to life and expand beyond what she wrote in the book. And there are so many scenes in this book that I am just so excited to see how they adapt. I can't even tell you all of them, but I will say that literally like the last 50 pages of this book, when it comes time for the wedding and all of the drama that goes down between Belly, Conrad, and Jeremiah, and then the very brief epilogue that we get at the end of this book, made me cry. I cried for like 50 pages. I think my dog thought that there was something wrong about me. I have read this book so many times and it gets me every single time. So I'm a little bit terrified for how I'm going to react with season 3. I genuinely think I'm going to be crying the entire season, even like scenes that are happy and good. That is really my thoughts. I just kind of wanted to commemorate this super special reread, and I'm so glad I got to dive back into this world and be with these characters before season 3 comes out. So that is it for this doing book stuff vlog. I hope that you guys had fun watching me do all of the bookish stuff for the past few weeks. I did so much in this vlog, honestly. I completely forgot that I had gone to New York a few weeks ago for my first bookish event, which is literally so fun, and I'm glad I got to do that. I updated my book journal with some really fun spreads for the month of July. I reread one of my favorite books of all time. Just had so much fun as always wrapping up June and going into July. So if you enjoyed watching this video, I hope that you subscribe for more videos from me. You can expect all the bookish content on my channel. I will see you in the next video. Bye.